It's a windy day, but it's a nice day. It's just windy. Just finished the class. I'm gonna go home, and I'll also be doing my quarter setup. I haven't gotten a chance to do that yet. And then for dinner, have some fish. Hello YouTube friends, it's now 6:45 p.m. I got sidetracked because I had a FaceTime. I FaceTimed one of my friends for a couple of hours. It's been a while since we last talked. It just was a really busy start of the year for us, so I had a lot to catch up on. And time just flies when you're having a lot of fun with your friends. I had my weirdly timed, not quite lunch, not quite dinner earlier, so now I'm just having egg tarts, and I'm gonna make a milk tea in here. I was just steeping my tea, and now it's have a concentrate that I will be adding ice and milk to. Milk tea has been made, has been sipped. What I was trying to say earlier was that every quarter, at the beginning of the quarter, I do a time blocking exercise that begins with a journal entry, something like this, where I take the time to really think about what is it that I want to be accomplishing this quarter, academically but also personally, and then what are the things that I want to be putting time towards. How much time is that? Supposedly, as first years during our orientation, we were told that we're supposed to have 50-hour work weeks as a student, where 30 hours is spent in class and 20 hours is spent on research. I kind of feel like that's a lot, especially because I'm coming from having worked in industry and having done like 40-hour work weeks and being very mindful and making sure that I don't pass those 40 hours because I'm not paid beyond those 40 hours. I don't think that a 50-hour work week is for me, so I'm going to try to get as close to 40 hours as possible without sacrificing the quality of work. My program is quite flexible in the kinds of classes that you can take, especially if you already have your master's degree. So you have a lot of your credits taken care of, so you can actually get away with taking less actual classes. So this quarter and all of the other quarters, I'm taking some classes that are directed research, basically just additional time for research. So instead of having to spend 30 hours per week on classes, I'm actually spending more, like I take like 8 units of actual class, so then that's only 24 hours of classwork. So I'm looking at a 24 hours of classwork plus 20 hours of research work equals a 44-hour work week, which to me is a lot more digestible than a 50-hour work week as a baseline starting point. Obviously, if we have deadlines like a paper deadline or a big homework project deadline, then I can go and will go over 40 hours, but I don't want that to be the baseline. I want that to be like the exception to the rule, or for when I'm doing a crunch And then, so that's this first bit here. And then the second bit here is where I then think about, okay, what are the other things on my calendar that are recurring that I want to make time for, things that I need to be accounting. Commutes, date nights, fitness classes or fitness workouts, meals, morning and evening routines, and etc. etc. So those are the things that I know recur every week, and I know roughly how many hours those take. So then that comes to be a math down here. I tally up all of these hours, so then I add 45 plus however many hours this is, and then I subtract that from how many hours there are in a week. That becomes my free time. And then I ask myself this last question: how do I feel about having blank free time every week? That's what I'm going to be doing. Lots of journaling happening, lots of math. In the meantime, cheers. Hello, we are walking to class. Class is not until 10:30, so there's a little bit of time to do some work. So I think I will finish up my phase 2, I guess, of the planning, and then go to class and go from there. This is like a walk and drink. Yeah. Okay. This is the progress of the poster so far. So these sections are done: intro, research questions, study design. And I'm gonna choose my findings. We're gonna go to tea time and grab snacks and tea and have the literal and metaphorical tea by socializing with other students who are there. And then after that, we're gonna go back and finish the poster. And then whenever that finishes, go home. We're done. We can leave. I'll show you. So it looks like this. I just sent it to my research group for feedback. So, yep. It is definitely very text heavy. Much more text heavy than what I'm usually used to. Oh, for reference, I also gave a lightning talk on this, and this was the lightning talk, so a lot less. This is based off of samples that I saw that are very, very, very text heavy.
Have you been vlogging?
This week, yes.
Oh, okay.
Good morning. I just woke up, but I need to gain consciousness immediately because I have readings to do and a 300 to 400 word response to write by 10:30. It's currently 8 a.m. a little bit drizzly. That's why I have an umbrella. I am an umbrella user in Seattle. I will not be shamed for it. The fountain is on today. That's kind of funny. But so I did do my readings and my response at home. I just did bullet answering the questions, and then on the bus is when I turned it into work reads of 300, 400 word thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go get myself a matcha as a reward. Hello, I'm back at my desk after class. I have a meeting in about 30 minutes, so I'm just doing a little bit of prep work for that. Setting up the Google Doc where I take notes on the meetings. Hello YouTube friends, it is 8:49 p.m. It's been a few hours since I got back from school. A bit more context as to what the research project meeting was that I got into a little bit earlier. The idea behind a PhD program in general is that it's like this apprenticeship where you are learning from professors, established researchers, how to do research. So a lot of these meetings are me kind of stepping through the different aspects of the study design, getting feedback on it, getting action items, and pointers of where to look next, and then papers to read, and things like that. So it's it's a meeting that's, I feel like part working meeting, like working together, brainstorming, ideating, getting consensus as a 3-person team on how to move forward, and then also part feedback, because at the end of the day they are the expert researchers. Both of them have tenure. I am a first year PhD, so I really value this time, and I'm really glad that I have this 1 hour weekly meeting with the both of them, because I feel like from what I heard of other students, they don't meet nearly as often with their professors, and I do think that this is a sort of a very bountiful resource that I have access to. But yeah, so I feel like I've rambled enough today. I will catch up with you tomorrow.